Good day everyone, I am Cyril Alberto Tenorio from BS Ed English 2B, and for today's video, I'm going to discuss the RA 10533 or Republic Act number of 10533. Republic Act number of 10533, an act enhancing the Philippines' basic education system by strengthening in its curriculum and increasing the number of years for basic education, the appropriating funds therefore and for the other purposes. Section 1. This act shall be known as the Enhanced Basic Education Act of 2013. Section 2. Declaration of Policy. The state shall establish, maintain, and support a complete, adequate, and integrated system of education relevant to the needs of the people, the country, and the society at large. Likewise, it is hereby declared the policy of the states that every graduate of basic education shall be an empowered individual who has learned through a program that is rooted on sound educational principles and geared towards excellence, the foundation for learning throughout life, the competence to engage in work and be productive, the ability to consist in fruitful harmony with local and global communities, the capability to engage in autonomous, creative, and critical thinking, and the capacity and willingness to transform others and oneself. Section 3. Basic education. Basic education is intended to meet basic learning needs, which provides the foundation on which subsequent learning can be based. It encompasses kindergarten or elementary and secondary education as well as alternative learning systems for out-of-school learners and those with special needs. Section 4. Enhanced Basic Education Program. The Enhanced Basic Education Program encompasses at least 1 year of kindergarten education and 6 years of elementary education and 6 years of secondary education in that sequence. Secondary education includes 4 years of junior high school and 2 years of senior high school education. Kindergarten education shall mean 1 year of preparatory education for children at least 5 years old as a prerequisite for grade 1. Elementary education refers to the second stage of compulsory basic education, which is composed of 6 years. The entrant age to this level is typically 6 years old. Secondary education refers to the third stage of compulsory basic education. It consists of 4 years of junior high school education and 2 years of senior high school education. The entrance age to the junior and senior high school levels are typically 12 and 16 years old respectively. Basic education should be delivered in languages understood by the learners as the language plays a strategic role in shaping the formative years of learners. For kindergarten and the first 3 years of elementary education, instructions, teaching materials, and assessment shall be in the regional or native language of the learners. The Department of Education should formulate a mother language transition program from grade 4 to grade 6 so that Filipino and English shall be gradually introduced as languages of instructions until such time when these two languages can become the primary languages of instructional at the secondary level. Section 5. Curriculum Development. The DepEd shall formulate the design and details of the Enhanced Basic Education Curriculum. It shall work with the Commission on Higher Education or CHED to craft harmonized basic and tertiary curricula for the global competitiveness of Filipino graduates to ensure college readiness and to avoid remedial and duplication of basic education subjects. The DepEd should coordinate with the CHED and Technical Education Skills and Development Authority. Section 6. Curriculum Consultative Committee. There shall be created a curriculum consultative committee chaired by the DepEd secretary or his/her duly authorized representative and with members composed of, but not limited to, a representative each from the CHED, the TESDA, the DOLE, and the PRC, the Department of Science and Technology, and representative from the business chambers, such as the Information Technology, Business Process Outsourcing, Industry Associations. The consultative committee shall oversee the review and evaluation on the implementation of the basic education curriculum and may recommend to the formulation of necessary refinements in the curriculum. Section 7. Teacher Education and Training. To ensure that enhanced basic education program meets the demand for quality teachers and school leaders, the DepEd and the CHED in collaboration with relevant partners in government, academy, industry, and non-governmental organizations shall conduct teacher education and training programs as specified. Section 8. Hiring of graduates of science, mathematics, statistics, engineering, and other specialists in subjects with a shortage of qualified applicants, technical vocational courses, and higher education institution faculty. Now, extending the provisions of Section 26, 27, and 28 of Republic Act Number of 7836, otherwise known as the Philippines Teacher Professionalization Act of 1994, the DepEd and private education institution shall hire as may be relevant to the particular subject. Section 9. Career guidance and counseling advocacy to properly guide the students in choosing the career tracks that they intend to pursue. The DepEd, in coordination with the DOLE, the TESDA, and the CHED, shall regularly conduct career advocacy activities for secondary level students. Notwithstanding the provision of Section 27 of Republic Act Number of 9258, otherwise known as the Guidance and Counseling Act of 2004, career and employment guidance counselors who are not registered and licensed guidance counselors shall be allowed to conduct career advocacy activities to secondary level students of the school where they are currently employed, provided that they undergo a training program to be developed or accredited by the DepEd. Section 10. Expansion of IGASP beneficiaries. The benefits accorded by Republic Act Number of 85455 are the expanded government assistance to students and teachers in private education. Education Act shall be extended to qualified students enrolled under the Enhanced Basic Education. Section 11. Appropriations. The Secretary of Education shall include the department program, the operationalization of the Enhanced Basic Education program, the initial funding of which shall be charged against the current appropriation of the DepEd. Thereafter, the amount of necessary for the continued implementation of the Enhanced Basic Education Program shall be included in the Annual General Appropriation Act. Section 12. Transitory Provisions. The DepEd, the CHED, and the TESDA shall formulate the appropriate strategies and mechanism needed to ensure smooth transition from the existing 10 years basic education cycle to the enhanced basic education K-12 cycle. Section 13. The Congressional Oversight Committee on the Enhanced Basic Education Program K-12 program. There is Harry B. created a joint oversight committee to oversee, monitor, and evaluate the implementation of this act. Section 14. Mandatory evaluation and review. By the end of the school year 2014-2015, the DepEd shall conduct a mandatory review and submit a midterm report to Congress as the status of implementation of the K-12 program in terms of closing the following current shortage, like teachers, classrooms, textbooks, seats, toilets, and other shortages that should be addressed. Section 15. Commitment to international benchmark. The DepEd shall endeavor to increase the per capita spending on education towards the immediate attainment of international benchmark. Section 16. Implementing rules and regulations. Within 90 days after the effectivity of this act, the DepEd Secretary, the chairpersons, and the tested Director General shall promulgate the rules and regulations needed for the implementation of this act. Section 17. Separability clause. If any provision of this act is held invalid or unconstitutional, the same shall not affect the validity and effectivity of the other provisions hereof. Section 18. Repealing clause. Pertinent provisions of Batas Pambansa BLG 232 or the Education Act of 1982, Republic Act Number of 9155 or the Governance of Basic Education. And the last one is Section 19, Effectivity Clause. This act shall take effect 15 days after its publication in the official gazette or in 2 newspapers of general circulation. And that's all. Thank you.